Salutations, fellow human beings. You might not know me, and to be fair, I don't know you either. I hope you enjoy this ride I'm offering you. Today's ride is talking about this peculiar thing called Friday Night Funkin' horror mods. And no, I'm not gonna be talking about Mario's Madness or versus Sonic.exe for now. I wanted to make my first video about some smaller mods. But here's the thing. It's gonna be 5 of them. So prepare yourselves and listen to my passionate yapping for a while. You might ask, what the hell is Friday Night Funkin' horror mods? And I hope I don't need an introduction to a hit indie game called, well, Friday Night Funkin', that you can play on Newgrounds right now. So this game got really popular ever since its release, and it has gotten a big community and stuff. And this community started creating many mods around it, obviously, since it was quite fun and easy to do. And despite the game being really bright and funky and being a rhythm game, horror mods are a thing. And this is absolutely fantastic in my opinion. As a big fan of cartoony horror, those are awesome examples of it. Just proves the versatility of cartoons. They can be legitimately scary as well. Also, they can range from a cute love letter to a community, to a low quality nostalgia bait, to a genuine masterpiece. I hope you get the idea. Now, about those mods. First one I wanted to talk about is Spooky's Saturday Scare, a mod based on an indie horror game, Spooky's Jumpscare Mansion, which I actually love a lot. Its story follows a silent protagonist who goes into this scary mansion owned by none other than silly ghost Spooky. There are many obstacles on their way to main goal, get through 1,000 doors. Distractions are either cute cardboard cutouts or crazy monsters who will rip you apart both psychologically and physically if you're not fast enough. In mod, however, it follows boyfriend and girlfriend who were invited there by Daddy Dearest to hopefully get rid of his daughter's lover. By the way, the cutscenes in this mod are absolutely fantastic, like the art style itself. At the end of my video, I'll give each mod's art style, music, and overall enjoyment a ranking, just so you know which one is my favorite. Also the scare factor, just for fun. This mod is fairly small and has been released on this data right here, with an upcoming V2 if I'm not mistaken. It starts with Spooky's song Chills, followed by 2 Specimen 9 songs, Full Body Amputation and Septicemia, followed by protagonist, or rather Specimen 14 song Antagonized, and also has a lot of freeplay stuff like BFNGF's song Mention, second and third Spooky song Cutout and Rigor Chorus, joke song of the Goop, and even a white face cameo, I'm Scared. And now let me rant about these songs. Jill is one of my favorites. The sprites of Spooky are very, very good. Her chromatic, oh boy, her chromatic couldn't be more perfect. It sounds, well, ghostly, like her, but also like her in the original game. Also, that line she says somewhere in the middle of the song is really cool. Whoever did voice acting for it did a stunningly good job. The song itself is also very catchy and suits Spooky really well. I like the little reference to the Living Tombstone Spooky's Jumpscare Mansion song too. Now, Full Body Amputation is my absolute favorite from the mod. Everything there is perfect. Chromatics, sprites, mechanic, the little boss, and the song itself is such a banger. The mechanic is pressing space whenever the taker tries to eat you. It can be 1 time, 2 or 3. I really love Specimen 9, and they did him justice for real. Septicemia is really good too. The chromatic for the taker is a bit quiet and all, but it's still nice and suitable. The song is also top notch as well as the sprites. Something about taker sprites make my brain itch in a very good way. Antagonist is also one of my faves. I like the fact that they even included a song of Specimen 14. His voice is good, melodies are great, sprites are also nice, though not my favorites. Next is Rigor Chorus, and it's sort of similar to Chill's in Spooky's suitability factor, but it's a bit more repetitive, but still catchy as hell. Not my favorite, but still awesome. Cut Out, on the other hand, is probably considered the weakest one in the mod, and I agree. It's not that good, although I'd argue that it isn't bad either. It's just forgettable, and the chromatic for Spooky is way worse. Sprites are good though. Mansion is pretty cool. My second least favorite probably, but I like it. Chromatics for both GF and BF are great, and I like the song's vibes. Off the Goop is really good. Like, really good. This is how you make joke songs. Good joke songs. Specimen Lean, as many people including me like to call them, has a really suitable chromatic and cool sprites. Also, the mechanic to drink lean to restore your health is really funny. The song is sketchy as hell and most importantly, is actually funny and always makes me laugh. And last but not least is I'm Scared, which is also cool. You have to go through a lot of computer shenanigans to access it, but I'm alright with that. This song probably has my favorite sprites out of this mod. The song is really memorable too. The chromatic for BF is really weird, also White Face's chromatic is a bit muffled, but it's my only complaint. Overall, I really enjoyed this mod. A lot of effort was put into it, and it really shows. Unfortunately, it's still really underrated in my opinion. It has its fans, but not as many as could have had. Here's my personal ranking of each song. Next up is Step Right Up Adventure Isle. It's based on not one, but 4 different horror games, and even one popular creepypasta. I'm gonna bring them up when talking about those songs. This mod is kinda small, only having 6 big and 2 small songs. But these 6 are surely something. They are really long, which is really, really good. It was released on this data, and the colon in its title makes me want to believe that there will be more stuff in Step Right Up. I first learned about its existence from Aya's video of all things, and oh boy, it has become one of my favorite FNF mods of all time. I really love the opening of this mod, how you get to interact with the menu, and I like the mascot of it, Thumper. I think that was their name. Also, it makes you spin the wheel to listen to songs, which gives them in randomized order. I think that's really cool. Also, the options menu is sick as well. So now, about the songs. First one I'll be talking about is Deep Dream, a song based on free horror game Yumeniki, which translates to Dream Diary if you didn't know. If you got to play the song through the wheel, it will startle just like the original game where you play as Madutsuki. If you interact with the TV, it'll play a short song Nasu, which is neat. You start the big song by going to bed and then going through a door in your room. It starts with Madutsuki seemingly wandering around the strange places, and it gives me early morning vibes for some reason. Then, in her cat form, she encounters Mono, and this section is undoubtedly my favorite. It sounds so weirdcore-y, if that makes sense. And as a big fan of weirdcore, I really appreciate that. Then they meet Monoko, And this section is very catchy and playful. I love Monaco, she's cute. Then they all encounter Ponico, and it almost sounds lo-fi. As they ride the bike together, the song suddenly glitches out and all of Momosuke's friends' faces are blank as the strange voice asks her stuff like, "Who are you?" and tells that she's not supposed to be here. She tries to sing, but Yubo, the owner of the strange voice, disrupts her. It ends on Yubo saying, "Wake up," and you need to press 9 to do it. Boy, do I love this song! I once played Yumaniki, and I can say that this song captures the vibe of the game perfectly. The sprite work is astounding. The sprites change so much throughout the song and they're all good and pixelated. Chromatics for everyone fit their respective characters really well. My favorite is Mono's one. The song itself is almost angelic in a way, and it really gives off these dreamy vibes, which I love a lot. Overall, nice song. Next one is No More. One of my faves actually. A song based on masked horror game Tattletale, which is also one of my favorite horror games. Maybe that's why I love this song this much, but whatever. The song starts by a little cutscene where someone walks through some sort of basement and finds a present. They open it and find that there is a Tattletale toy. We'll later find out that this someone was a 10-year-old girl named Ruby. As the Tattletale begins singing by her side, a text appears, telling you to find Mama. This is the key mechanic of the song, where you need to point your cursor like a flashlight on Mama Tattletale, who can go through different screens, middle, left, or right. And I think it's cool. Also, the main melody is such a banger, as well as the little dubstep section with a cool cutscene. Then the art style change happens, and I wish this section would play for a little longer, but whatever, it's still awesome. Let me say, everything in this song is awesome. The art is astounding, even the 3D models and environment. Chromatics for everyone are absolutely perfect, especially for baby Tattletale. They couldn't have been more perfect than that. Mama Tattletale's chromatic is a bit too quiet, but it's fine. Overall, one of my favorite songs, yeah. Next is Mortis. This is undoubtedly the fan favorite. Not my favorite though. The song is based on a game called Faith. It has several chapters, and even though I've only played through one for now, I can tell that the song captures the essence of the game very well. I think the developer even complimented the sprite work of it, which is absolutely crazy and I couldn't agree more. The sprite work is stunningly good, and the song is alright. Before you all kill me, I didn't say it was mid or bad. No, it's just alright. It's cool, don't get me wrong, but it's a bit inconsistent for me. It gets stuck in my head sometimes, so that's cool. I just wish its pace would be better. It starts off by John in a house basement, I think, singing to himself. Then he encounters Amy, who says stuff like, "Do you think my face is pretty?" from the OG game. Then she is behind John and sick but unfortunately short beat pops off. This is what I said about the pacing and inconsistency. Then it's Mike's turn, and I quite like this section, although it's not the best. John proceeds to sing all by himself, and I like this little moment too. It's nice and quiet before Garcia with his gun appears. And thus the best section of the song begins. Too late, but oh well. Both John and Garcia battle against Mike and Amy. Then Mike tries to attack, but is being shot by Father Garcia. it's John versus Amy now. John reads the Bible and I suppose Amy is being exorcised. It's a fairly long song, the longest from the mod. By the way, it's the song you'll always get last on the wheel. Also, it has a little gaming section of its own, which is really impressive. It's longer than Humaniki's, but doesn't have a bonus song. Anyways, I really like the late half of the song, because that's where everything kicks in and harmonizes very well together. Also, chromatics are perfect for Amy, for Mike with his demonic screeching, for John and for Father Garcia too. The sprite work, as I've already said, is fantastically done, really in game's original style. So yeah, the song is good. Just some improvements and it's perfect. Next is Face Me, a Duck Season song. And I have to admit, this is my least favorite of the mod. You can boo me all you want. It's just first half that is really weird to me. I don't know why, I can't really explain it, but the tone is just so off. Anyways, the cool part of it is the mechanic of shooting ducks and other dogs when the main dog sings. That's cool. The transition between this and next half is also amazing, and I like how it references its source. The little synth section is neat. I like synths. And then the good part kicks in. The sprite work is at its best here, and the dog right at our protagonist's doorstep looks really detailed and, dare I say, realistic. I think they were done almost by the time of mod's released, which is really impressive. The only problem is, of course, you guessed it, Dave's atonals. Dog's atonals are great, but Dave sounds so goofy, which is sad, as it could have been a perfect half. But oh well. The song ends with a cutscene where Dave buries his mother and goes somewhere else. I wish it would be separated from the song, but at least it sounds nice. I still like this song, don't get me wrong, but the first half just isn't for me. Sorry. Last two are Widespread and Mind's Eye Squared. And they're both related to a popular creepypasta Smiling Dog, where if you see a picture of, well, a smiling dog, then you need to spread the word about it and share it with someone else. Otherwise your fate is not gonna be good. Widespread comes first, so I'll talk about it now. It starts off by someone's monitor, where cool little Easter eggs to various games are located. But only one icon can be clicked, and it's Mail. There you find a message titled Smile, and if you send it or delete it, it will play the song. Husky, the first smiling dog, starts singing. And man, the art style of this and next song is my absolute favorite from the mod. It looks so sketchy yet more realistic and scary. You can even see the brush strokes there, which is amazing. This first half is my favorite from the song. Not only the tone is perfect, but also the cool melodies and angelic chromatic of Sarah Taylor, a young explorer of urban legends like this. Hair tones are also the best in the mod, though they only come up in second half and second song for some time. Speaking of second half, second dog called Demon appears and cuts your health bar in half. By the way, for some weird reason this is the only song where you can see your accuracy. Anyways, this song's second half is intense and really good, even though I preferred the one before it. It's also harder chart-wise, and I haven't brought this up before, but the charts in this mod are really pleasant and nice to play. The song ends kind of out of nowhere, but it's alright, at least Sarah is alive after this. To sing the next song, of course! Mine's I Squared is unlocked after you delete the mail that opens Widespread. Just after the credits, it shows a picture of our last dog, Dragon, and hits you with the most banger beat of all. Yeah, it's my favorite song. Not only the sprite work is top notch, but also chart, dramatics, the little mechanic of closing the dog windows, voice line in the middle of the song, and, of course, the song itself. Oh my god, this song hits hard. The melodies are so good and the instrumental too, and the chromatics. I'm repeating myself, that's how good the song is. And then the fake dog pops up and it gets a bit more chaotic and dare I say cheerful. I love this section too, and totally not because I'm a huge fan of weirdcore or webcore, which this section uses, nuh-uh. Okay, there's also a little joke song there, Evil Cora. I'm not gonna talk about it. It doesn't fit in the mod and kinda ruins its spookiness. But yeah, as you can see, this mod is amazing, so go play it for yourself, of course. I wish it got more recognition, because for now it's not nearly as popular as it should be. Go spread the word about it. Here's my ranking. Next one is Friday Night Trepidation. I have a confession to make. I used to absolutely hate this mod. Yeah. But now I understand the appeal. Well, sort of. Personally, I wasn't a big fan of neither art style, neither songs, neither gameplay. But again, now the art style doesn't seem as bad, and some of the songs are genuine bangers. But let's begin with basic info. This mod was released on this data right here, and has 16 songs. 3 main weeks with additional one containing 1 song and a lot of replay stuff. The story follows a boyfriend and girlfriend. Honestly, don't feel very canon, but I don't mind it now. As they meet different creepypasta characters like Jeff the Killer, Slenderman, and Gold. Now to the weeks. First is Jeff's week. GF leads BF to someone she claims to be her acquaintance. And they meet a strange masked man holding a bloody knife who starts singing the first song. Sweet dreams are made of screams. Ars Demus for short. And this song is one of the best in the mod. The sprites are alright, I guess. The chromatics are genuinely amazing, especially for a boyfriend, and the song itself, though consisting of already existing melody, is great. The only thing I don't like about this and next two songs is Jeff's Wayne animation. Bro looks like he's in a cheap mobile game, to be honest. But that's my only complaint for this one. As for next song, Jeff throws his mask away, beginning a much more intense song called Sleeping Tragedies. And not gonna lie, this is my favorite, as well as favorite of many other people. The sprites for Jeff are still alright, but the song itself is such a banger. The chromatic for both BF and Jeff are amazing and work very well together. The melodies are awesome, the instrumental is also very good, and the tone, yeah, it's very good. But unfortunately I cannot say the same for the next two songs. Third one, called Endless Sleep, is sort of bearable, but fourth, Endless Nightmare, is horribly bad. The only two somewhat redeeming qualities of the last one are the last part with normal Jeff and the art, as it's probably my favorite from the week, not gonna lie. But that concludes Jeff's week, half being very good and half being really bad. That's sad. But what's even more sad is the next week. The first song isn't horrible. I mean, Tall Figure is kinda good even. It's chill and nice. Though it could have been cooler if instead of Slenderman it was girlfriends singing with BF in their shelter they found. But alright, it's Slender's week after all. My main complaint art style wise for these 3 songs is Slenderman sprites. I hate them, sorry. I don't like the expression he has. I think he should be faceless. Completely. But here he looks rather angry. I don't like it at all, but fine. His chromatic is also not good, though not the worst ear shredder ever in first and last songs. Second song, Slender, is one of the worst songs I've ever heard. Nothing works here. It's awful. Slenderman sounds painfully wrong. Melodies are terrible. And even Boyfriend sounds bad. I can't stand listening to it. I won't bother talk about this anymore. Thankfully, the next song isn't as terrible. Sight is terrible chart-wise, but otherwise is listenable. I like the art style change at the end. I think that's how the entire week should have looked. But okay. I like the appearance of Mesky and Hoodie here. I think they're neat. Also, the ending with the bells ringing the melody of Slenderman is cool and sort of eerie. Haunting even. That's a decent enough ending for a week. Even better than in Jeff's week, in my opinion. Next week is my favorite from these, by the way. It's Gold's week. It starts off solidly already. Listen, I'm not a big Pokemon fan personally, but the fact that I can recognize some leitmotifs in these songs is really cool. The first song, Champion Battle, starts innocently, with Gold naively thinking his battle is smaller and blue-haired Red. The song sounds confident, as well as Gold himself. I quite like his sprites actually. But then his limbs are gone and the song gets smashed with a freaking metaphorical hammer, which sounds rather unpleasant. But I think it's supposed to be like that, so can't complain. Second song, Uncertain Demise, is my least favorite. And the evil laughter of Gold is just ruining it even more. He's not supposed to be evil, plus it sounds goofy as hell. BF sounds cool though. But the third song is cool as hell, let me tell you. Lost Soul is kinda perfect, not gonna lie. The instrumental is great, and both chromatics are awesome too. The sprites are good as well, I like them. And no pseudo evil laughter this time, whoa! The mechanics are sort of annoying, but I can live with that. And the ending is so cool and fitting for the creepypasta, with Gold's head barely moving, staring right into your soul and glancing over the endless void he's trapped in forever now. Oh man, it's perfect. You know what? It's actually my favorite song. And following song isn't bad either. Beyond Death is a perfect ending to this week. It's melancholic and quiet, the sprites being minimalistic, but honestly awesome. I wish it had more turns, but what we have is alright. Almost like a lullaby to a tortured champion once called Gold. Now the last week consists of only one song called Dreams, which is kinda stupid, as it could have been just a free play song, but fine. It's a really boring song. The chromatic of the Ever Dream This Guy Bella is weird. It's solid in a vacuum, but it's not fitting for this guy at all. At least the sprites are honestly one of my favorites in the entire mod. They're really creepy and almost nightmare-inducing. Too bad I can't be scared by anything nowadays. The beginning had me hopeful, but then it fell down to basic spammy mess. I don't like it and don't remember it at all. And the next songs are the free play songs. I can't remember which goes first, so I'm gonna talk about them, not in order. Lullaby is very cool. A song between young girlfriend and masked Jeff the babysitter. Anyways, he sounds perfect in this song. Best performance of his and the entire mod in my opinion. Jeff's chromatic is unfortunately taken from Hypno's Lullaby, which is quite sad, but it at least sounds nice. The sprites are really comfy, I'd say, and the whole song gives you vibes of older absent sibling telling you a story of a place they've been to. Jeff looks so cute! I want to squish her. She's adorable. And Jeff himself look alright too. I like his mask. Great chill song. Next one is Epic Rap Battles of History. Epic name for real. The song is a joke song and honestly it works well. Dare I say it's the best Slenderman song, which is quite funny. He battles against Eminem himself. His dramatic is not gonna lie pretty well fitting. It's a catchy song, yeah. Moving on, we have No Head Red. This song is boring as hell. It's certainly not as boring as Dreams, but it's still bad. First of all, why does Red have a chromatic like that? He sounds like he has a hat when he doesn't, for God's sake. Also, why is the song so long? Why does Pikachu look like a dog image? I have many questions to this song, but hell, it's so boring I don't even want to talk about it. At least Celebi is cool. Frostbite is so much better than this. I swear I'll talk about Hypno's Lullaby later. Next one is Trespasser. Oh boy, this song is great. And really fitting for Muskie and Hoodie too. I wish their chromatics were more distinguishable though. It really gives you this Dangerous Streets vibe, which is great. I'd say it's not very memorable, but it's pleasant to listen to still, which is what matters after all. But that concludes the mod. Overall, it has really grown on me. Though I still can't call it a favorite. It has massive potential though. I hope it gets a better update. My ranking looks like this. Next mod I wanted to talk about is FNF Classified. Released on this data, is based on a theory that every copy of Super Mario 64 is personalized. I think. Also it has some of other fandom stuff, but we'll get to it. It's the shortest mod I'm talking about today, but it's still very, very good. It has only 6 songs, but spoilers, none of them are bad, or even mid, even my least favorite. Not many have achieved this, so congrats Classified. Did I mention it has a very cool menu? It's just like in Super Mario 64, I think. Plus Freeplay has these cool song previews with BF and GF looking at them. Fun fact, every time you re-enter Freeplay menu, GF holds something different. Isn't that neat? Now about these songs. There's a story mode and 3 Freeplay songs. First you'll probably see is Watery Grave. This song is such a freaking vibe, dude. It's so catchy and melancholic at the same time. I gave my mom a listen and she said it almost sounded romantic. I sorta agree with it actually. I think it's also a fan favorite, so that's cool. The melodies, the instrumental, the funky chromatic for Boyfriend, and for Luigi too. Everything just works together in harmony perfectly. And then the underwater part where Luigi lets out a desperate scream for his brother. It's so good! You can feel this song inside your soul. That's how good it is. And the visuals too. I really love the sprites for Luigi. They're so angular, almost like from a real Super Mario 64 game adapted to 2D. Honestly reminds me of my own art style, sort of. And slightly redrawn boyfriend and girlfriend laying on the fountain? I'm gonna call it a fountain. I love them so much, dude. Did I mention how perfect the chromatics are? BFs, yes, are so perfect in these parts. Like, it fits so well there. And Luigi's somber voice too. What a chill vibe overall. Next song is Funhouse. I have to admit, this used to be my least favorite of the mod, but now it has grown on me quite a lot. I think it might be my favorite Wario Apparition song actually. Others weren't the vibe for me, but this has managed to both capture the vibe of a chase and essence of Wario himself. I love the sprites for Wario too, and his chromatic is actually perfect. So why did it used to be my least favorite? Joke's on you, I don't really know. Maybe Boyfriend sounds a bit weird for me. The tone is also not as menacing as I thought it would have been. But the drop when Wario's eyes turn black has solved it for me. This part is so catchy. Yes, it's my favorite part of the song. I think most will agree with me on this part. Who knows? Maybe as time passes I'll like the song even more. Next is Your Copy. I'm gonna be honest, this is my least favorite now. It's still really good though, and I enjoy listening to it a lot. It's just too long for my taste. And it's not because of my low attention span. I like to think that my attention span is actually pretty high. But this song just drags on for way too long in my opinion. But now about the good parts. The chromatic for Mario is one of my favorites in the mod. It sounds so painful and broken. Makes you feel something. Boyfriend sounds good too. Sprite work is also astonishingly good. It would be my favorite if other songs didn't exist though. I really like how, again, broken Mario looks. He is in horrible pain. Also, girlfriend bobbing her head and looking at either BF or Mario depending on whose turn it is really cute looking. I wish she got to sing in this mod, but fine. And then the section with SM64 looking graphics is also really cool. I really like how both BF and GF look. Mario looks like another .exe version of himself though. It's alright. Instrumental is also really good. So yeah, the only little problem I have with this song is its length. Otherwise it's really good and I'm still jamming it to it from time to time. But still, now free play songs time. First I'm gonna talk about is Shrouded. Now this song probably is the creepiest from the mod. Sprites are super eerie and might just be my favorites out of the mod. I also love how when it's not your turn the arrows don't show up as Gilbert, I think that was his name, is just staring at you. Spooky. Also the instrumental is very funky with all of these sound effects popping up. That's neat. Also the song comes as even more off-putting, even in the menu itself, where the pleasant music randomly stops and everything becomes this noisy black and white. +1 for a creep factor, I guess. The only thing that kinda confuses me is Gilbert's chromatic, but I suppose it's sort of fitting. I guess he couldn't have come up with a better creep chromatic for a guy that looks like Mario. This song is a genuine pop though. I like it a lot. Next one is Scuttlebug, the one that really stands out, because it's the only one non-horror related. The reason why it's in the mod is because some devs from Mario's Monday Night Massacre, another Mario stuff related mod, moved from there to classified team because of some drama, I suppose. I don't really know the whole story. I believe that's the reason why Shrouded is in the mod too, so no wonder they both stand out so much. Why about this song? It's so funky! I love this song so much. And I don't care that it doesn't fit. If song is a banger, I do not care at all. I will be bobbing my head to it anyway. A good song is a good song. And oh boy, this one is so energetic and fun, but also with some moments to breathe. And it's so colorful and bright. By the way, I need to mention the origins of the song. It's based on Terminal Montage's version of Mario. Personally, I remember Terminal Montage as the funny bug bumble guy, so I don't really know much about it. But I want to believe that the song is very fitting, based off the fact that I've seen the energy of that guy's animations, and it was just like the song. I swear, this composer, RedTV54, always writes absolute bangers. So yeah. But I've saved the best for last. It's Better Off time! My favorite song from the mod. Yay! Like, every time I hear it, I just scream "Better Off!" happily and just jump around mentally. It makes me happy for no particular reason. Originally, it had to tie with Watery Grave, but Watery Grave doesn't bring me as much positive emotions as Better Off, so it's a second place now. So yeah, I freaking love Better Off, as you can tell. The phrases Glitchy Mario says, his sprites, his chromatic, Wyvern's chromatic, and especially his high notes, the instrumental, everything is so perfect here. The song is amazing. I even like the long start of this song. I think it should stay there if there will be a version 2. It's iconic now. I swear these phrases of Mario speak my new vocal stem. This song means so much to me. I love it to pieces. But I'm rambling too much here anyway, so we're gonna end this section soon. Overall, this mod is great and probably the most underrated from every other one. I wish more people played and appreciated it, as it has kinda become overshadowed by that one other popular creepy Mario mod. You know what I mean. So yeah, go check it if you haven't already. My ranking looks like this. And the last one is versus Cartoon Cat version 2. It was released on, well, this data, and it's pretty big with more than 15 songs. Now I'm gonna skip talking about some of them, unfortunately, because I either didn't find them, either don't care enough, either they're just unfitting. But still, there's gonna be a lot. And I'm gonna say it, I didn't like this mod at first. I know, shocking news. I played it with pretty decent expectations about its music and art style. And honestly, I expected at least the art style to be on Garfield V2's level, but I was a bit disappointed at first. But then I played through it the second time, mainly because I didn't remember anything from my first playthrough, and yeah, it's a great mod. I'd say it's much better than versus Garfield even, music-wise primarily. Because I think that music is the strongest part of this mod. It is very good, mostly. Banger even. And to be fair, FNF is a music game after all. so it should be a focus. But I'm an artist, so I really like to look at the art of the mods. But I'll tell you about it more as I ramble about the song themselves. Speaking of which, the first song is called Fright Fest. And while I'm not a big fan of Cartoon Cat sprites, everything else in this song is amazing, especially chromatics and melodies. Cartoon Cat's chromatic might be one of my favorites from not only just this mod, but every other mod that I've talked about today. It's that good. I don't even know how to describe it other than surprisingly fitting for this guy. And darn is this song catchy. It has this electric swing style to it, and I always forget how much I actually love electric swing until it hits me. Boyfriend also sounds very unique, and not just in this song. I feel like every song from this mod has some BF chromatic alterations in some way, and I love it. He sounds rubber hosey, if that makes sense. Okay, that totally doesn't, but let's not focus on that. And the next song, Reruns, it's not holding back either. I'm unfortunately not as familiar with it as with Fright Fest because YouTube Music only has a V1 version uploaded there. But I remember it being really, really good. Even the V1 is cool, but the V2 is a drastic improvement. It sounds more dense, and it even reflects in Cartoon Cat sprites, him being more angry looking. And that beat drop might genuinely be one of the coolest beat drops I've ever heard in FNF. Also, I'm not gonna be talking about the old version, sorry, but what we have is beyond solid, I'd say. Please, please upload it to YouTube Music. I'm desperate! Next song that plays is Equinophobia. I don't get how people say this name is hard to pronounce. Honestly, if I had a top 7 instead of top 6, it would be just at the 7th spot. It's such a damn vibe all around first half. Maybe I'm a bit biased since Longhorse is my favorite Trevor Henderson creature, but oh well. I kinda wish this whole song was dedicated to them, but the Cartoon Cat part is alright at least. It's really menacing, mostly due to the fact that it's just BF who's singing. Cece just stares into your soul, and Boyfriend's soul, and his sprite is pretty good too. I also wish it was slightly longer, because that ending is mid. But I honestly got used to it, which is good. But moving on, we have That's All Folks. And I hated this song when I first heard it. Mostly because ever since my first FNF community days, I despise spam songs. And I thought this was an example of one. But looking back, I'd not say it's a spam song done rather right. And it's all because of one thing. When the opponents sing in spam, as they like to put it, you usually sing a nice melody. And then the opposite. As the melody sounds very very good, and creates a neat contrast. Especially in the cartoon dogs segment, I feel like. Admittedly, I don't really like the fake out, but cartoon BF and GF look cool. At least it doesn't really shred my ears that badly. But the little black and white part was awesome as hell. I love it a lot. Such a vibe, you know. Overall a solid song, but I still don't get how someone would say that it's their favorite. But to people like that, sure, good for you. But that's the end of the first week. And second week starts off with Turned Around, a man with upside down face song. To be honest, I've learned about this guy from this mod, though it would only make sense for him to be a Trevor Henderson creature either way. About the song now. This song is really good in my opinion. I know not many people seem to like it, but I do. Even the sprites in this song are good and I quite like them too. It's mostly the music though. It's catchy, and while the men's chromatic is not my personal favorite, it's still alright. It's a bit muffled, but that's it. Listenable. The main melody is catchy as hell, and the mechanic accompanying it, although annoying, it's pretty creative and smart. Plus it's just for these main melody parts, so not much. The intense part in the middle is really good, like wow, it pops off out of nowhere and goes hard. The song is fairly short and not all that relevant to the main story, so we move on. We meet Luna Henderson, a girl that seems to be hiding from someone. Of course, our main character has to rap battle her, despite them being in a quite dangerous position. The song is literally called Hideout. I swear, BF is so oblivious to everything. I gotta say, Luna's chromatic is also one of my favorites from the mod. Her design is also neat, as well as her personality. And the song is undoubtedly my favorite. It's such a vibe overall, and how it cuts off to a hiding part, being quiet and slow. Now that's really good. The last section where Luna gets angrier and practically yells at BF also goes hard. Too bad it doesn't last for long, but I think it's good when a song sounds so awesome you just wanna hear more. The next song is battling the monster they've been hiding from. The arguably most famous Trevor Henderson creature, Siren Head. Silver Edge is its name. I think a lot of people like it and a lot don't. I get both opinions. Good stuff is that it carries off this misty vibe Hideout had, but at the same time, does it really fit freaking Siren Head of all opponents? It almost sounds lo-fi, as many people point out. Reminds me of a different song from a different mod I've already covered that has you battling against a certain slender monster, which also sounds weirdly chill. But Silver Age is better in my opinion. First of all, Siren Head's chromatic couldn't have been more fitting for them, unlike Slenderman's. And the song itself is also very memorable, getting stuck in my head every so often. The sprites for the monsters we are battling are quite well made, and I like the little detail in the background of Luna and GF fighting about something. That's neat. And with that we conclude our second week. But there's more, and this is King's Birth. A single most forgettable song in this whole mod. I'm not sorry. I'm not going to bother talking about it too much. The sprites are mid, the song even more so. I only remember that one pop-off which I admittedly don't like anyway. This was quite an underwhelming ending to an otherwise good story. But at least it's not an ending to a mod as a whole. We have a whole free play still. Also, can we talk about that minigame real quick? That's really impressive to be honest. I don't usually like unlocking something through some weird QR codes or files, but this was fun. Also quite creepy and tense. With that being said, free play awaits. I cannot remember the order of songs, but oh well. First one I remember is Toon Swing. I love this song, it's really charming and cool. I love seeing this 1930s-esque animation style present in not just sprites, but in music too. And here's another BF chromatic significant change. Well, it was present in That's All Folks too, but I wanted to talk about it here. It sounds even more rubber hosey if that makes sense, I love it! Also, CC is being really silly here. Kinda creepy that he tried to hit on GF, but otherwise he's silly and seems to just want to have fun. What a nice song. Gives me nostalgia almost. Next one is Cartoon Jam. Practically the opposite of Toon Swing. It's in a much more modern animation style, Steven Universe style itself. It seems like it's a cover of something Steven Universe and Cartoon Cat related, but I don't care. This song is a bop, and CC sounds quite different here, and I love it a lot. Also one of my favorite chromatics. Take a shot whenever I say this. The sprites look really good. One of my favorites too, actually. CC looks like a blob of ink, and that's quite cool. He's just so silly. And the little finger snapping part is very cool too. It's a very solid song. Next would be... oh no. Hidden Truths. I don't want to talk about it, please, it's atrocious. Everything about it just plain horrible, besides maybe that one last part in the end, which is still far from good, but at least the song has the decency of having that. That's it. I won't bother more. Whatever. Let's talk about something more positive again. Like Koink. I love Koink, and man, do I wish it was uploaded to YouTube Music. I don't really get the hate behind it at all. I guess you could say the pig's vocals are not very good, but like, first of all, they are good in my opinion. Second, what did you expect from a man that has a body of a pig? I like their chromatic, I don't care. At least it doesn't bother me. Speaking of chromatics, that GF chromatic is absolute cinema, top-notch chromatic right there. It sounds so angelic, you know. Which is kind of ironic considering that GF is a demon, but she's still cute as hell. Also, the sprites for her are kinda funny, but they look good. At first I hated them, but I've grown to enjoy her weird and grossed out expressions. Pig sprites are really cool too. They're quite uncanny, to be honest. The line, I have a body of a pig, kinda fits to it as well. A very great song that gets hated for an unknown to be reason. Next is Cursed Cat. I also like this one. Not as much, but oh well. I like that it's parodying Sonic.exe, because it's definitely worth of mockery like that. I'd say it's that it unintentionally creates a sort of tonal dissonance, with visuals being intentionally bad, and the music being very intense and actually quite well written. Also, meet the #1 hater of random pauses. Me! This song has like 2 or even 3 pauses like that, and I don't like it. Also, BF sounds kinda not very good, to be honest. But the song is still overall alright, and I'd consider it a good joke song. Also, huge props to it for not sounding like a pile of garbage and not having low quality PNGs as sprites. I'm tired of it in FNF, so thanks Cursed Cat for not falling for this. Another song I like is Patron Saint. And by like, I mean absolutely love, like damn, it's so underrated too. This is officially my favorite BF chromatic from the mod also. It sounds so weird but in such a good way, wow. And the lamb also sounds good and fitting. And it starts off so menacingly only to hit you like a freaking train with the catchiest beat I've heard from this mod. The artwork is also one of the better ones in my humble opinion. And the mechanic is neat too. By the way, I should probably add that it gets a lot better on re-listens, so yeah. You might not appreciate its coolness in its fullness at first. Next is Evil Eye. To be honest, I don't really like this song all that much. I acknowledge that it's good, but I still just can't really listen to it on a daily basis like with other songs. I don't know why, maybe it's because it's very unmemorable specifically to me. And I also don't like whatever that cat is supposed to be chromatic. And I hate their evil laughter. The mechanic is alright, but a bit inconvenient, which I can still forgive. At least the sprite work is very good and also might be one of my favorites. No joke, the sprites for the cat are very well made in my opinion. Also GF looks really cute. And BF, or whatever this guy's name's supposed to be, I don't know the lore, looks cool as well. But yeah, that's it. That's all I got. Before you say, oh, but where is Sanami Dollar and Distant Alarm and the Skipula, or what was that name? Well, I personally don't really care about Sanami Dollar enough to include it, and the other two are pain in the ass to find, and they aren't uploaded to YouTube Music, so no. Sorry. Same with other joke songs. They aren't really a part of the mod, and to be completely honest, I haven't even bothered to listen to them. Sorry again. But with that, I almost conclude Versus Cartoon Cat segment. What a great and underrated mod it was. Seriously, go check it out if you haven't already. I know that I've said that for basically every other mod, but if the mod is good, I'm gonna recommend it, you know. Even if you have checked it out, go replay that. I loved it a lot, and while its musical score is not perfect, I'd say it's very good nonetheless. Also, I love the title cutscenes. They're really cool. Now for the final rankings. So that's it. I'm gonna say this video was in production way longer than I anticipated. Basically for 4 months, not counting the existence of an idea, which have been existing for a year now probably. So I would appreciate if you share it with someone else, because god damn it took a lot of effort. I needed to write the entire script, record footage, draw a lot of stuff, learn editing from scratch and then edit it all. I hope the second video won't take as much time. Jeez. Also, if any of the mod devs are watching, which I doubt, but oh well. Y'all did such a good job, wow. I'm very impressed by your passion and skills. Keep up the good work. Also, thank you for letting me hyperfixate on something as cool as this. And thank you for keeping this community alive. Also shoutouts to everyone who watched up until this point. Thank you so much, it means a lot to me. I hope you're excited for more, but as for now, I'm gonna go rest. So, farewell, fellow human beings.